Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and we are back for Ascendant Challenge number 1. This is the one that started them all, and it's over here in the Aphelios Rest. If you guys want to jump ahead just to the Ascendant Challenge and the explanation itself, you can do that. I will probably try and also put a time trial at the end, so I will do a separate entrance into the Ascendant Realm basically afterwards. So you guys can jump to look at the time stamps. You can see them on screen or down below in the description, but first off, we got to go over there. So from the landing zone, jump on your Sparrow, and we're driving off here to the east. A lot of info dropped today on that Vidoc. If you guys have not checked it out from Bungie, I have not done like a full analysis or anything crazy like that. But if you guys want to look through and see what they've got in there, they tease a whole bunch of stuff that's coming. A lot of cool things. They've got matchmaking in some of the new content, which is going to be a really good thing for randoms and solo players like many of you guys who watch my channel. And just a whole lot of good stuff that looks like the direction that they're taking Destiny, just more continuous content. By the way, if you're ever doing one of these, grab a rally flag. It's always a nice way to just max your ammo out. Don't have to worry about nearly as much doing that. And we're almost there. So pretty much it's near where Petra would be standing if she was actually on top of this rock. She's usually not over here on the same day, so yeah. So once you're up here, you're literally just going to go dive off the side of the cliff. Whee! And land right down here. Going to go run inside and clear this thing out real fast, and then we'll show you where the portal's at. You got to clear most of this stuff, and honestly, I'll probably clear most of the last sectors, so you guys can travel along with me, or again, check the description for the actual Ascendant Challenge when I talk about the portal and jumping in and time trial and stuff like that. But as you guys are passing through, just a whole bunch of ads in a couple phases. Whole bunch of Thrall, some Scions, more Thrall, lots of Thrall, just a bunch of Thrall, really. So a very effective grenade is going to serve you well. Explosive things also serve you well. Once you kill some, more will spawn in. You can kill them all together. That works well. Less things that can actually go at you. Some of these guys tend to just like warp on crazily by. So if they do that, don't have to kill them all if they just feel like leaving you alone. Which will probably have more ads than you know what to deal with, because they're just kind of everywhere. They're really not hard. They're low level at this point. Now I am doing this at about 600. If you are lower level, just remember, for one, these guys could wander back. But two, just know the higher the level, the better. I would probably try and do these about 550, though, just to say that you're at kind of a safe level. I wouldn't say anything is really safe if you sit there and let a big giant knight smash you in the face a couple times. Doesn't really matter what level they are, you're still probably going to die. But just the higher level, the better. About 550 is where you're going to want to be safe. Again, this is one of those, though, if you are just on the move, you still should be able to manage it. It's just one of those that you have less margin for error, because even the little Shadow Thrall can mess you up a little bit. Now, this is where, once you find these Scions, you want to just end them quickly so they stop splitting. If you can stop them from splitting, you'll make this a lot quicker, because as they split, they just bug the crap out of me. Now, you can actually see the portal up there, because I do actually have my tincture currently actually drink at this point, so that's there. If I can not die, that'd be a bonus. Alright, so that is the portal up there. You don't have to finish this thing. So basically, if you need a daily bounty and you have to get the Lost Sector, fine. Otherwise, once you get up in here, you don't have to kill the boss in the end, so it's really up to you. Once we jump inside, let's get it going. Alright, so when you come in, try and find a way to step away from the middle, because as soon as you spawn in, land in, going to be 3 giant knights that spawn in, and they hurt, so you want to try and find a way to get some coverage. So when you spawn in, look over here to your left, and I've done this before, and just jump up in this tree, and nothing can touch you. So if you need a minute to gather your thoughts, try not to die, get some health back. Also, egg number 1, right down here to your left. So if you spawned in, you guys saw that I ran down that path, came back up here and over to the right. In this tree, look around and underneath, and you will find the egg. Now, if I don't get all the eggs in the explanation on the first one, I'll have a little clip with those waiting at the end. Apparently, they're just going to keep handing me heavy ammo. Basically, what you've got is 4 blights, 1, and you got to kind of find them. They're not always in the same place by any stretch. 2, and just keep scanning around. I got 3 over there and 4 way in the back. Pretty much, you have to kill the 4 blights, come back in the center. Hey, don't go throwing my ammo off. Once all 4 blights are down, all the shields are down on these crystals, and then you have to blow up the crystals. Now, I brought a shotgun just because it seems to be pretty effective. It's just a retold tale that I use for many things. And as you run through, I can kill the blights in 3 shots with this thing. If you run with something like, oh, I don't know, the Icolo shotgun, it's a beast. It goes even faster. But I did the time trial even with this shotgun, so I'll show you guys how that is doable. Basically a run, I've already got the achievement, so I won't get the achievement again, but I'll basically show you how I ran through it. And you can get a rough estimate of time. If you run with an auto shotty, it's just going to be faster. So, basically what you want to do is try and find a path. Now, you can't always tell where you're going, but sometimes the light flashes will give you somewhat of a direction. And as you head to different areas, you might have to jump some gaps, things like that. And just if you run towards an area and you see like, hey, I totally can make it over there, just give it a decent jump. Now, that one I probably made because of my Titan, but if you jump off to the right, you probably would have made it safely. So 3 shots with this thing, and I've got that one down. So there's another egg as well. So if you guys do find this structure in the outer rim, you guys find a tall tree with a nice little brick on it, you're going to notice the egg is going to be down there, underneath off to the side. So that will be another one to keep in mind. I'll try and put just a little egg guide out there once all this stuff is done and dead, and I can show you guys where everything's at. That'll probably be towards the end as well. So timestamps, probably serving all of you well. Up here, 1, 2, 3. It's a really slow grenade launcher or shotgun, but it's there. And then just keep moving. So if you're doing this at a low level and you're like, hey, can I do it? Technically, yeah, you just can't really stop. You got to be able to find some places like this to hide. Everything in here is melee. Nothing is going to shoot you. So if you'll notice, I'm up in a giant tree. Nothing can really touch me up here. So these are your safe points. If you need them, just use them. Also, good time to reload things like your shotgun. And keep going. And again, you'll just usually probably end up doing a kind of a giant circle. And here's a point where if you're actually waiting for the ads to spawn, if you wait for them to spawn on one side of a platform and then you jump over, you're probably going to have a pretty safe bet of not having too many melee guys near you as you run towards what you're going for. Because you'll usually spawn... Oh, that's not good. Well, that's one way to save my butt. Joys of being on a Titan, I guess, on that one, because that wouldn't have happened on probably many other classes. But now you'll notice there's a bit of an issue. And I kind of want to get up high and safe so I can show you guys. The big knights, when you get enough of the... if I can still see them. When you get enough of the actual blights taken out, you'll notice the knights lose their heads. And when they lose their heads, they hurt that much more. So, if I can find him, of course he's not going to spawn. But you'll notice basically their heads are off. You can actually see the little red part. You can do more damage to them, and if you actually need to kill any of the knights for, say, a purification ritual, this is where you do it. So that is definitely something to consider. And then, you can hang up here. But once you kill the 4th one, then all the shields will be down in the middle. And again, your portals will... your experience may vary because your portals will probably be in a different spot. So here's Toland. He could literally be anywhere. So if you talk to him for a second and don't somehow get smashed...
And the earth was covered with steel.
Looks like this one didn't quite get finished up. There we go. And if you need some ammo, just kill all these guys. They'll drop some. Now, the knights, on the other hand, like, I can do some damage to them. But I still wouldn't try and kill them with, like, a pistol. You're going to need something pretty powerful if you're trying to actually get those. So keep that in mind as you're going through. Not a really easy thing to do to kill those knights, and if you are going to go for it, definitely bring something a lot heavier than what I'm running with right now. And again, your platform experience may vary, your order of where things are located, all that stuff's going to be different. But now you'll notice you can jump up in here. This is usually a pretty safe spot. Nothing can really touch me over here. Now, I can't exactly get to every single one of the crystals, but I can start shooting them down pretty safely. They don't take a ton of damage. I can actually get them with about 1 shotgun shot and they go down. I could probably do it with a grenade launcher. So, what I'm going to do is bounce through the middle and show you guys kind of how this would run in a bit more of a aggressive fashion. So just run through, look for those. Keep going. Big circle. Watch for the giant knights. They still hurt. And again, find the tree. It's over off to the right. If you need to reload, it's one way to do it. Or switch over, use your super, whatever you got. If you're going for the time trial, you got to do this probably a little, well, definitely quicker than I'm doing on this one. One more to go. Now, once all the crystals go down, All the enemies will die, no more will spawn. Make sure you grab your chest. If you're going for a time trial, grab it quick. And then once that is done, the rift will open, usually right behind the chest. So that is your Ascendant challenge for this week. This one again is called Ouroborea. Ouroborea. I'm sure there's some terminology there or some language I don't know, but that's how that goes. So next I'm going to go through and do a time trial run, and then I'll do the egg locations as well. But if you guys are wrapping up here, you guys know to follow me on Twitch, on Twitter, it's Ebontis on both, and you can follow me here on YouTube if you hit that subscribe button. You guys have been awesome lately. The subscriptions keep going, so keep that support going. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment if you want to say hi, question, whatever. I'll try and get back to you guys, and other than that, enjoy your week, and now we'll go on to the other parts. Alright, Guardians, so first we're going to cover the egg locations for your corrupted eggs. If you finish the mission, the chest will be right here and the portal will be behind. You can wander around in here after a little while, and it seems, now I don't know if mine is just luckily broken, but at least you guys probably won't need to spend that much time. I'm currently not ascended, so it's kind of weird that I'm still in here. But when you're facing this one, you got 3 directions to go. One to the right, one to the left, and one straight behind. So we're going to do it in that order. We're going to go to the right first, and just kind of go clockwise from there. So if you're facing the portal, turn to your right. Try and exit off to the right-hand side, and walk down this walkway for a little while. You'll get to this ringed section here. Go ahead and jump across this little ledge. And then if you come over here, you should have a good view right down here of the egg. Right down there, tucked kind of against that floating pillar, and you should be good to go. So head back to the center, and we'll go to the second one. These are pretty easy to get to if you just kind of follow the pathing here. You guys may have seen the one right there, but oh well. Show you kind of direct path to each from the center. Alright, so number 2 from the center will be the one right behind us. So literally do a 180. Turn back around. And if you look off to your left over there, you'll see it. So come over here a little bit to your left. Find this ledge, and then just kind of peek down. You may have to kind of go around the circle a little bit, but then you'll find it down there tucked underneath. So that'll be number 2. That was the one directly behind you when you're facing the statue. Number 3 is off to the left. Pretty much all directions except towards the portal. Oh, sad nights are done. Now over here, you're going to see this kind of bigger open area. Head off to your right. Kind of hug the edge. And then when you get to about here, you're going to notice kind of a busted staircase. Pretty easy to spot. Right over here. Now you can go above it, but it's honestly easy if you just see the staircase, come down the ramp, and look to your right. That is number 3. Alright, Guardians, so for the lore bones, they're actually going to be pretty close to the one on the left. So if you're wondering where I'm at, if you're in the center statue, come over here to the left, you'll see this big open area. And again, as we were just describing, you've got kind of a busted staircase here, or one that's not really connected. So jump up the staircase, and you'll see this small kind of building that's half closed in. And you'll see a couple of these little sections right here of busted crystal. Jump up on the first one, try and get yourself to land kind of here. And then what we're going to do is just kind of go past this one that I'm shooting here, and then just kind of land up in the top of what I would call a little structure, house, whatever you call it. Step out over here. Make sure you're beyond any obstructions. Even if you want to jump up on them, you can. And what we're going to do is go on top of this statue, and then you can actually see them way out there. So, I'm going to go ahead and jump to the first statue's head, whichever class you feel comfortable jumping, and then we'll jump to the next statue's head. And these are the Ahamkar lore bones, again for Ouroborea. And that's them. So, we have the taken egg locations, we have the explanation of what to do, and we have the corrupted, the Ahamkar lore bones. Final piece after this is going to be the time trial if you just want a general guide. This won't even be the fastest run that you've probably ever seen, but it is at least a fast enough one that I did previously. You won't see the triumph, but I actually successfully completed it with this current loadout, so it'll be one that helps you guys if you're looking to knock that one off as well. Here we go. Alright, Guardians, so this is going to be the time trial run, and this is one I did previously, literally almost identical build, with a Better Devils, a Retold Tale, and an Edge Transit. Literally nothing crazy. My advice, though, is make sure you're pretty loaded up on ammo. Like, Edge Transit's basically full, I've got plenty of shotgun ammo, I've got my super up. So before you run in there, Whether you sit here for a few minutes, wait for everything to be full, and then pop your tincture, you just have to be on the move and do everything as quick as possible. So when we run in, we're basically going to look for the 4 blights, shoot those as quick as possible, and then head back to center and shoot the crystals as quick as possible. Not overly complicated, and I didn't feel like I even rushed that much. Now, Retold Tale is not a fast-firing shotgun. If you have something like, oh, I don't know, the Ikelos or pretty much any auto-shotty, you'll probably do this even faster. But wanted to show you guys, this is about what I did for my run, and it's not going to give me the achievement again, but I did one almost identical to this, so time trial, here we go. So when you spawn in, pretty much just turn around to look for your first blight. Usually there's going to be one off to an odd angle. And the big thing is, if you're going for the time trials, speed will help you do more, power level will help. So being able to do things quicker is going to serve you quite well. So again, and just keep looking around. Usually they're just going to be in a big circle. So just keep going off to whatever direction you need to go to. Already covered the eggs and everything else. You guys can look that up separate. 1, 2, 3. Turn around and run. And I probably wouldn't run into a giant knight, but if you got to turn around and find your bearings, just make sure you're always moving and looking for the next blights. They look off towards the other side, so heading back towards the middle, kind of reloading as I float through. Stay on the move so the knights don't get you. Just be careful about your walkways. Look like I've got 2 options, and I can go actually vertical to this one over here. Takes a little bit to get up here, but then I can probably drop down to the other one, so this will be good. Right up here, run on in. 1, 2, and 3. It's about as slow as it can possibly go. And this one should be right down here. You notice I'm not even rushing. I really didn't on the other run as well. They are going to be random spots, just know that. So that is all 4. So make sure you find the quickest path back to the center that you can. You might have to make a couple jumps, things like that. And then we'll head back to the center. All the crystals are down. I don't think a grenade's actually going to kill him. Actually, apparently it can. And then just float through. And just stay moving. Nothing too nuts here. And there's... Nope, that's not one. So this is the thing of why, if you're a low level and you get really close, you're going to be really annoyed if you don't quite finish it. Be good if I could actually hit the crystal. And that'll do it. Now, it won't give me the triumph again, but that is basically how the run goes. So save your super, anything like that. A little extra shotgun ammo probably would have served me well. But also something like grenade launcher if you need something a little more safe to use, linear fusion rifle. Whatever you need, but that is a general time trial run for you guys. If you need that, hopefully that helps. And that is pretty much going to wrap it up. So that is the full completion. So we got Taken Eggs, time trial, lore piece, and just general explanation for the Ouroborea inside of Alfion's Rest. Is that how you say that? Aphelios Rest. So that is the Ascendant challenge for this week, and this is number 1. So if you guys ever need to refer back to this one for a friend or anything like that, this is, week 1. It's when the Taken curse is at its strongest. It's every other week it's at its strongest. So thank you guys for tuning in. You've been awesome. Again, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment if you just want to say hey or got a question. Other than that, you guys are awesome, and I will see you soon. Have a good one. Bye.